Okay, hi guys, welcome to our video for today, the 28th of July, 2026. So we've got the stock GOSS, Gossamer Bio. So this one pumped up in after hours, going up around 40%, broke some key levels. I'm going to be waiting to see how it's to unfold in pre-market and for market hours today, as it held up quite well. And we're going to start on the 4-hour time frame, as it's a fresh stock, and we're expecting it to continue from after hours into pre-market and market hours for today. So we're going to start here, and the first thing I can see here is we have the 3 resting bar play breakout. So what that is basically, I'm going to put a purple line just here, and we have the candle body high here, around here where the purple line is, and the second candle body matches up perfectly, and then as soon as we break over that, that's when the breakout really happens. So that's called a 3-bar / resting bar play, depending on your preference and semantics. Basically the same thing. So you can learn more about that in our Discord, Atlantic Trading in the educational section, as well as obviously just a quick Google search, which would be more of a watered down version. And then what really catalyzed this was the break of 0.25, which is a major key resistance. And we're currently held above there, and the next resistance for me is 0.32. So I expect this one to shoot up a little bit more in pre-market, maybe market hours, and hit 0.32, which is around another 10% sort of move. Let's call it 9 to 12% from where we are right now. So this one does look quite good. We're going to go and take it down even more to the 1-hour time frame to get an idea of what we need for a break of 0.32 and a move into the next resistance of 0.4. And if that were to happen, if we break over 0.32, it'd be a plus 20% move, and that will bring more volume, bring more buyers, and drive the price of stock up even more, obviously, and be great to trade and maybe hold for a potential swing trade. But it's one step at a time. We can look at it today before pre-market opens, and we can look at it at the end of the market and see how it's performed. So GOSS, so yeah, this one, I think it needs a bit more consolidation. It may squeeze and gap up in pre-market a little bit, but ultimately needs a bit more consolidation in this range between 0.25 and 0.32. So if you want to have it like my chart, what you can do is put 0.25, 0.32, and 0.4 as key resistance levels. And then beyond 0.4, so write this down as well, 0.5 would be the next level as well. So this one here, it's a bit of a premature breakout in terms of if we were to break over 0.32 now. We've got 3 touches on this side of the wedge. So this candle here, it wicks through it, as you can see, it's 5 p.m. Eastern. Then we've got this candle here, which rejects off this negative trend line here at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And then the third candle touches this part of the wedge here on the other side at 7 p.m. Eastern time, just here. And we need 3 touches beside the wedge from a channel of consolidation. So top of the wedge here touches once, and the second touch is here, as you can see, at 8 p.m. Eastern time. We need one more touch in this wedge, so we need one more candle for the breakout. So to be fair, this could happen between 4:30 to 5:30 Eastern time, and this is something we'll be looking for. Just so it's ready to go, really, ready to go for pre-market, and a push beyond 0.32 would see us gap up towards 0.4 in this, and be a good entry for pre-market or market hours. So it looks very good. However, if we were to lose the ATMA on the 1 hour, which is around 0.24, and let's just go to the 4-hour real quick. If we were to lose 0.24, I think this one would be done, and it'd be coming back down to around 0.19 to where it came from. For a Bollinger Band Center retest, this orange line here, so you can add the ATMA and Bollinger Bands to your chart, like me, to identify where the price is going to go. And if we were to come back down to the Bollinger Band Center here, it'd be likely, if we were to lose the ATMA, my likely line, because when we're above this orange line, we're 65% more likely to be above it, and typically we always like to retest it. So when we broke it here, the first time we broke it here at 8 a.m. Eastern time on the 27th, we did come and retest it here with this wick. Hopefully you can see it. I'll zoom in a bit more. Just here, where my cursor is, at 11:30 Eastern time. So it's basically like the line in the sand of the chart for me. And like I said, when we're above it, we're 65% more likely to be above it. So if we come back down to retest it, the chance of bouncing by 65%. However, though, we've already retested it. So if we were to come back down, I think it would be a major drop from here. It would be around 35%. So a bit too much of a dramatic pullback for bullish continuation, in my opinion. So if we were to lose 0.24, let's call it, I would expect this one to be done. So really, as long as it holds between 0.25 and 0.32, that's where it's consolidating, and no entry should really be had, in my opinion. But in terms of an entry for it, a new position, once you break over 0.32, I'd expect that one to come towards 0.39, 0.4 for a take profit. And if we were to lose 0.24, I would consider this stock to be done, to be honest. The 4 hour does look quite good, as I explained, with the resting bar, breakout, and also with engulfed upon the 200 exponential moving average. And yeah, breaking upon the death cross retest. So let's just go and look at the daily time frame real quick. So we've also broken upon the death cross retest of the 60 EMA around 0.275 this comes to, as we closed around 0.285, so just 1 cent higher, but a decent amount. So once we get above the 60 EMA, which we have done, we'd expect continuation. So I think 0.4 is a major target on this one, GOSS for today, 28th of July, but remember, beneath 0.24 is done, and if we can get above 0.4, we'll be looking at 0.5 as the next level, but it's one step at a time. So we'll be looking to take profit at 0.4 and not hold too much for 0.5, because again, it's one step at a time. We don't know if we're going to get rejected from 0.4, don't know if we're going to carry on. So always leave some to run, around 20%, and it's one step at a time, guys, and we'll analyze this later on. But ultimately, it looks very good, especially on the daily time frame. Breaking out the Bollinger Bands here, so 95% of price action takes place in this navy line here at the top, and this navy line here at the bottom. So what typically happens if you leave the 95% of price comfort in the upside way, it becomes euphoric, it's basically the same way of thinking, oh my god, I can't believe I've never left here before, this is amazing, and it drives the price of stock up. And we've already hit the first target for people that bought the bottom and the insiders, which is the 60 EMA for the death cross retest. And the next target would be beyond there, into the next major resistance, which is 0.4. So keep your eyes on this one, GOSS. I assume this is it's a bio stock, so these stocks can typically pump quite high. The float is kind of large on this one, which is a bit surprising, but it's held up really well on this, and again, held up quite well in after hours. And so yeah, in a nutshell, above 0.32 we gap up towards 0.39, 0.4. If we lose 0.24, this one will be done. And it's one step at a time, so we'll analyze this at the end of today and see how it does. I'm currently not in this. I'll be looking for a position if we do break over 0.32, and that comes to around a 20% first target, right? Around there. So looks good, guys. As I explained with the resting bar play, which you can learn more about in our Discord, and also obviously a bullish engulfing candle, as you can see here, with significant amounts of volume. The 1 hour looks great, just needs a bit more consolidation, so it needs 1 more hour of price action, and then it's good to go in my opinion. Remember, 3 touches beside the wedge from a drawn of consolidation, and the 5 minute does look good also. So the 5 minute, we'll finish on this one as it only just pumped up last night, so there's not really too many candles to go over, so the 5 minute will be a big benefit to us to analyze. So yeah, currently retesting and lying upon this Bollinger Band center also on the 5 minute, and riding it quite nicely. And a major support would be 0.25, as it's not only just the 1 day support level, it's also where the 60 EMA is for a golden cross retest. So I think there's a chance it could come down to 0.25, but I would expect a significant bounce from that. And like I said, between 0.25 and 0.32 is the consolidation range. So me personally, as a breakout and confirmation trader, I would never take a position in between 0.25 and 0.32. I'd only wait for the resistance to be broken to make sure I'm buying into strength. I'm buying into something which is going to continue going up, if that makes sense. And you can learn more about my strategy and my trading plan in our Discord. Check us out, link in the video description and the Twitter bio. So again, over 0.32 looks good, and for continuation and a new entry, but beyond 0.24 and lower, I wouldn't want to be in this at all. So let's see how it does for today. So thanks for watching, guys, and trade carefully. Check us out again, link in the video description and the Twitter bio. So thanks, and catch you all later.